Have you ever watched your entire life collapse in real time? Watch 17 years of memories rewrite themselves before your eyes. Every happy moment suddenly tainted with the poison of deception. That's what happened to me in a hospital parking lot, as my wife finally told me the truth about who my son's father is. And the worst part, the truth was somehow even more devastating than I had imagined. Adaeze stood before me, her arms wrapped around herself, as if trying to hold her body together. The confident woman I had married had disappeared, replaced by someone who looked broken, terrified, and impossibly small. "Start talking," I said, my voice cold as steel, "and I want every detail. When, who, why, everything." She flinched at my tone but nodded. "Can we sit in the car, please?" "No, right here, right now." A security guard walked past, eyeing us curiously, but I didn't care. Let him watch. Let the whole world watch my marriage burn to the ground. Adaeze took a shaky breath. It was Tunde. Tunde! Wait, which Tunde? The friend from my secondary school? Yes. Her voice was barely a whisper. What? I staggered backward, leaning against someone's car for support. Tunde? The same Tunde who had been my best friend since we were 14? The same Tunde who had been the best man at our wedding? The same Tunde I had trusted with my life? Wait, when did this happen? The word came out like a broken glass. 1 month after our wedding. Adaeze, how could you do this to me? Adaeze, how could you do this to me? To me! Only 1 month. We had barely finished our thank you cards. The wedding photos were still being processed. Adaeze, we were just newlywed. We were even supposed to be in the honeymoon phase of our marriage. How, Adaeze, how? How did this happen? Adaeze's voice trembled as she began her story. And despite my rage, despite my devastation, I found myself listening. Not because I wanted to forgive, not because I could understand, but because after 15 years of lies, I deserved to know the truth. Do you remember that night we were supposed to come back home early? She began. That night, the night of the accident on 3rd Mainland Bridge. I remembered easily. There had been a terrible accident, multiple vehicles, complete gridlock. I had called her around 8 p.m. to tell her I would be stuck in traffic for hours. You called around 11 p.m, she continued. You said you would be back home by midnight. But then, Tunde called. What do you mean by he called? He called the house phone, frantic, screaming. He said he had been in a terrible accident, that we were at Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, that I needed to come immediately. I never had an accident that night, I said, surprised. I know that now, but I didn't know it then, Michael. He was your best friend. Why would I doubt him? I grabbed my purse immediately and ran out. I didn't even lock the door properly. I could picture it. Young Adaeze, barely 23 years old, terrified that her husband of 1 month was dying. Of course, she would have run. Of course, she would have trusted him. He picked me up at the junction, said we'd go together, but instead of driving to the hospital, he drove to his apartment. I kept asking why, and he kept saying we had to pick something up first, that the hospital needed documents. And you believed him? I was panicking. I wasn't thinking straight. By the time I realized we were at his place, not the hospital, it was too late. What do you mean too late? Adaeze hugged herself tighter. He locked the door behind us. I asked where the documents were, and he told me the truth, that there was no accident, that we are fine, but he couldn't let me go, that he wanted me for years, that he deserved me more than you did. Rage, white hot and all-consuming, flooded me. He assaulted you? No. Answer surprised me. I mean, yes, but it's complicated. How is it complicated? Either he forced you or not. Mikey, please, let me finish. She was crying harder now, her whole body shaking. He said if I didn't sleep with him, he would tell you I came to his apartment willingly, that he would ruin our marriage anyway. He said you never believed me over him, your best friend since childhood. I would have believed you. Would you have? She looked at me with red-rimmed eyes. Really? We had been married only 1 month. You had known him for over a decade. Are you sure you would have believed your new wife over your oldest friend? The question hung in the air behind us. I wanted to say yes, wanted to scream yes, or doubt, cruel, insidious doubt, crept into my mind. Would I have believed her? Back then, young and naive and trusting Tunde implicitly. Honestly, I didn't know. So he slept with him, I said flatly. I made a choice, she said, her voice hollow. I thought if I just got over with it, he would let me go. I could pretend it never happened. I could go home to you and we could have our life together. Jesus, Adaeze, I know how it sounds, I know, but I was 23 years old then. Michael, I was terrified, I was confused, and he was your best friend. I never thought he would. I thought he would. She dissolved into sobs. Part of me wanted to comfort her, wanted to bring her into my arms, the way I had 1,000 times before. But the larger part, the part that felt like my chest had been ripped open, couldn't move. What happened after? I asked quietly. He drove me home around 1 a.m. You were already there, worried sick. You thought I had gone to visit a friend and gotten lost. I let you believe it. I even let you scold me for not telling you where I was going. I remember that night, coming home to an empty house, calling her repeatedly with no answer. The relief when she finally walked through the door. The irritation she had worried me. I had never suspected a thing. And Tunde, I asked. He called the next day, threatened me, said if I ever told you, he would make sure you knew I came willingly, that I'd seduced him. He had taken photos of me in his apartment. Photos? On his phone. He said if I ever breathed a word, he would send them to you, to your family, to everyone. So, I stayed silent. And then what? Then I found out I was pregnant. I felt the world silted around me. When did you know? 6 weeks later. I'd been feeling sick, so I took a test. And it was positive. And I didn't know, Mike, I swear to God, I didn't know if it was yours or his. Did you tell him? No, never. I called off all contacts, even blocked his number. When he showed up at church, I made excuses about why we should find a new one. I did everything I could to keep him away from us. And he just left you alone? Not at first. He kept calling from different numbers, coming by when he knew you were working. But when I told him I was pregnant and that I would tell you everything, photos or no photos, if he didn't disappear, he finally backed off. I think he realized it wasn't worth the risk. If he had gone to the police, I would have killed him. If he had told me then, I would have killed him with my bare hands. That's what he was counting on. He knew as long as I kept quiet, he could keep that night over my head forever. But he also knew that if he pushed too hard, I might snap and confess everything. So he just pretended that Chidi was mine. I prayed he was yours. Every single day of that pregnancy, I prayed. And even when he was born, he looked just like you. Everyone said so. Your mother, your sister, even the nurses. All I thought was maybe God had given me a miracle. Maybe despite everything, he really was your son. But you never knew for sure. No, not until today. I looked at this woman, my wife, the mother of my children, the person I trusted more than anyone in this world, and felt like I was looking at a stranger. 15 years, I said. 15 years you let me believe that boy was mine. Every birthday party, every parent-teacher conference, every time I bragged about him to my friends, every sacrifice I made, you just let me live a lie. He is yours, she insisted desperately. Michael, listen to me. You raised him. You taught him to read. You taught him to be a man. That's what makes you a father. That's what makes you his father, not some DNA tests. Don't you dare try to make this about something noble. You didn't tell me because you were protecting yourself, but because you didn't want to face the consequences of what happened. That's not fair. Fair? You want to talk about fair? Is it fair that I spent 15 years bonding with another man's child? Is it fair that every time I looked at Chidi and saw myself, I was actually seeing the son of a man who betrayed me? Is it fair that my entire life is a lie? You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I've wanted to tell you 1,000 times, but I was a coward. I was terrified of losing you. So instead, you lied to me for 15 years. Yes. She looked at me with desperate eyes. But Michael, please, I love you. I've only ever loved you. That night with Tunde, it destroyed me. I've lived with that guilt every single day. I became the best wife, the best mother I could, trying to make up for that by lying to me, by protecting our family. Can you honestly tell me that if I had confessed 15 years ago, we'd still be together, that we would have raised Chidi knowing he wasn't yours, that we would have Amara, that we would have any of the life we built together? The questions stopped me cold because she was right. If she had told me then, I would have left. I would have walked away and never looked back. There would be no Amara, no marriage, no life together. But did that make the lie okay? Did 17 years of marriage somehow justify 15 years of deception? I can't do this, I said finally. I can't stand here and look at you right now. Mikey, please. I need time. I need time to think. How much time? I looked at her, really looked at her, trying to find some trace of the girl I had fallen in love with at 18. The girl who promised to always be honest with me. The girl who had vowed to forsake all others. Where had she gone? Where had she disappeared? Or had she ever really existed? I don't know, I said honestly. But I can't go home tonight. I can't sleep in the same bed as you. I can't pretend everything is okay. Where will you go? I will figure something out. And the children, God, the children. Is Chidi stable? Yes, they are keeping him overnight for observation. The doctor says he will be fine. They figured out the anemia was caused by an iron deficiency. Something about his diet. They are putting him on supplements. Good, that's good. I don't know why, but I felt absolutely nothing. I should have felt relief that my son, no, that Chidi was okay, but I felt nothing but numbness. Amara is with your sister, Adaeze continued. She will keep her tonight. Tomorrow, I will come get her. What do you mean? I met her eyes. I'm taking Amara with me. Wherever I go, she's coming. You can't just take our daughter. She is my daughter, isn't it? The words came out harsh and cruel. Or should I get a paternity test for her too? Adaeze's face crumpled. How can you even ask that? How can you be surprised that I'm asking? How can you expect me to trust anything you say ever again? Amara is yours. I swear on my life, she is yours. Forgive me if your word don't mean much to me right now. I turned to walk away, but her voice stopped me. Michael, wait. There's one more thing you should know. I didn't want to hear it. Didn't want any more revelations. Any more truths that would shatter what little remained of my world. But I turned around anyway. What? Tunde, she said quietly. He knows about Chidi. He's always known there was a chance. My blood ran cold. What are you saying? He's been calling me for the past few months. He saw Chidi's photo on my Facebook. He says the boy looks like him. He wants a paternity test. You are telling me that not only did you lie to me for 15 years, but now the man who wants to assault you wants to claim my son? He says if I don't agree to the test voluntarily, he will take legal actions. He said he has rights as the biological father. The rage that had been simmering inside me finally exploded. Get away from me, right now. Get away from me. Before I say something, I can't take it back. Michael, now! She ran. Actually ran back towards the hospital, looking back once with terror in her eyes. I stood alone in that parking lot and screamed until my throat hurt, until I had nothing left inside me but hollow emptiness. My marriage was over. My son wasn't my son, and somewhere out there, the man who orchestrated this nightmare was preparing to destroy what little remained of my family. I spent the night inside my taxi staring at nothing. When the sun rose, I had made my decision. First, I went to the hospital, not to see Adaeze, not even to see Chidi. Though it killed me, I went to quietly pay the hospital bill, every naira of it, because whatever else had happened, that boy had been my son for 15 years. I won't abandon him in his hour of need. Then I drove to my sister's place to pick up Amara. Daddy! She ran to me, throwing her arms around my waist. Is Chidi okay? Can we go see him? I knelt down to her level, looking into eyes that were definitely mine, and tried to smile. Chidi is going to be fine, baby. But we are going to go on a little trip, just you and me. Would you like that? Her face lit up. A trip? Where? It's a surprise. Go pack your favorite clothes and toys, okay? We are going to be gone for a little while. What about mommy and Chidi? They will join us later. This is just a special daddy-daughter adventure. Shocked me again and ran off to the park. My sister appeared, her face full of questions. Michael, what's going on? Adaeze called here 6 times last night. Frantic. I can't explain right now, sis. I just need you to trust me. She studied my face, and I saw the moment she realized something was terribly wrong. How long will you be gone? I don't know. Could be a few days, could be longer. Michael, please, just please. I need to figure some things out. She hugged me tightly. Whatever it is, you will get through it. Always remember that we are always here for you. But as I drove away from our house, Amara chattering excitedly in the back seat about our adventure, I didn't feel strong. I felt broken. My phone rang. Adaeze was calling. I let it go to voicemail. She called again and again and again. Finally, I answered. Michael, where are you? Where's Amara? The hospital said you paid the bills, but didn't come to see Chidi. He's asking for you. Please, can we just talk? I need space. I cut off. I'm taking Amara with me. We'll be staying with a friend for a while. What friend? Michael, you can't just take her. She's my daughter, Adaeze. Mine. I have every right. And Chidi is your son too. Biology doesn't change that. Doesn't it? I asked coldly. You seemed pretty convinced for 15 years that it did. That I had the right to know my son, that I should bond with him. sacrifice for him, love him as my own. But it was all based on a lie. Please, don't punish him for my mistake. He's innocent in all this. I'm not punishing anyone. I just need time to think. Time to figure out what I'm supposed to do. Time to decide what happens next. How much time? I don't know, Adaeze. I honestly don't know. I hung up before she could reply. Then I turned off my phone completely. In the backseat, Amara stopped chattering. When I glanced in the rearview mirror, she was watching me with worried eyes. Dad, why are you crying? I hadn't even realized I was. I quickly wiped my eyes and forced a smile. I'm not crying, sweetheart. I'm just tired. How about we stop and get some ice cream? She smiled, but I could tell she didn't believe me. Smart girl, too smart. As I drove through the familiar streets of Lagos, heading nowhere in particular, one thought echoed in my mind. How do you forgive the unforgivable? How do you rebuild a life built entirely on lies? And how do you look at a child you've loved for 50 years and separate the boy from the betrayer? I didn't have answers, only questions and pain, and a daughter who deserved better than any of this. Do you think Adaeze could have done better to avoid the rape? If you were in Mike's shoe, would you believe your newly wedded wife? Especially when she accused your long-time friend of something as serious as rape. Do you think Michael will forgive Adaeze, or he will reject Chidi and accept Adaeze back? All these questions will be answered in the next episode. Be there.